Hey guys, I'm back. I just wanted to make a quick video today talking about the main reasons why I'm looking for more work even though I'm already working full-time. So I've got a full-time job as an assistant general manager at a gym, and it's decent money. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just okay. The hours are it's full-time technically, 38 hours, but basically when I'm done from working, if I've just been working the hours that I've been rostered and I haven't been doing unpaid overtime or anything like that, or skipping breaks, all that sort of silly shit, and I honest to God, I feel like I have a lot more to give and that I could be expending energy in more productive ways than just not working, if that makes sense. So I am looking for more work, and I'd like to give you the reasons why, because to a lot of people, they might just want to settle with one full-time income, and that's fair for a few reasons, but there are a lot of really good reasons why you should seriously consider jumping out there and getting a second source of income, be it a second job or just finding more ways to get more money out of your existing job, or a side hustle, whatever it might be. So the first reason is that the quicker I can save and invest, the sooner I can do what I want. I can go on a holiday, I can buy more toys, I can eat out more, I can just do more fun things, but I can also retire sooner if I can save and invest more. And there's only so far that budgeting can take you. I'm at a point now where I can't carve too much more out of my expenses. I'm already living a pretty lean lifestyle, I would say. I don't go out too much. I don't eat super nice foods. I just eat healthy, whole, satiating foods. And I don't expend too much money on, things that I don't need. Like, I've had the same electronics, the same accessories, the same wardrobe, the same everything for a very long time. If it doesn't break, then I don't replace it. Usually, as a rule of thumb. I had the same phone for ages. I only replaced it once it stopped getting security updates, because I'm not willing to risk my privacy and my security just to not spend a few dollars. So I did upgrade my phone there, but even that was strategic. I upgraded to a Pixel 8, which is generally a phone that I don't like that much, but it just has 5 years of support with security updates and stuff, so that means I'll get a lot of value from it, and it seemed good enough. So that's what I went with, and I haven't looked back. I still don't like the phone that much, but it does what it has to. I don't spend too much time on my phone anyway. But yeah, it's just like decisions like that. If I'm bringing in more money, I can make decisions that might optimize a little bit more for comfort and overall just improve my lifestyle and just allow for a little bit of lifestyle inflation. And that's not necessary, but it is objectively nice. It's nicer to allow that sort of thing, as long as you're strategic with it and you don't overdo it. And I'm a very, very careful person by nature, so I don't feel I have too much to worry about in that regard. The second major reason why I'm gonna be working more to earn more is just because I'll have less stress, anxiety, and probably less depression as well. If anybody happened to tune in on my last video, you might have picked up that I'm a little bit stressed out, a little bit anxious, and sometimes I deal with a little bit of depression. And I won't go into too much depth on this here, but what I covered in that video was essentially that there is not too much in the way of social resources for men to utilize to feel better when they feel negatively. But the one thing I have found that does help is basically taking a Sisyphusian approach to the situation. Selecting a big fuck off boulder and pushing that bitch uphill to the very best of my ability. I find that does at least take my mind off of any negativity or any bad things that are going on in my head. I think partially this is just like a masculine frame that the mind takes, and I think that's just something that men often can utilize to thwart negativity and bad mental health. So just the act of getting out there and doing as much work as I can is beneficial to my mental health, to my mental state, to my overall mental stability. And it just benefits me as a person too, because I'm a much better person if I'm working as much as I have the capacity to. If there is even like the slightest amount of doubt that I'm performing at the peak of my capability, then I feel lazy, I feel like a sack of shit, and some of this stuff goes on subconsciously, but I feel it in my mind. If I'm not doing as much as I could be, even if I'm still doing a lot, if I'm not doing as much as I could be, there's no lying to myself. Like I know, I can't deceive myself. I know deep down whether or not I could be doing more. And it's also it's beneficial to reduce stress and anxiety and everything negative, just because if I can have more money saved, I can have more invested. Obviously, if I can just pop onto my brokerage account, I can pop onto my bank account, my super, all that, and I can just see a bunch of money sitting there. It has a way of making you feel better. Like, there are times I will just look at my bank account, I'll look at my investment platform before I go into work, because it brings me a lot of comfort knowing that no matter how badly today goes, even if I got fired today, I would be fine. I would be okay for a long ass time. So it's just nice to have those things. It's just tremendous for mental health. But the next point, the next reason why I'm doing this, and this sort of feeds in nicely from my last point, is that it provides a lot of security against disaster. If something really bad happened, if my mum suddenly needed like medical intervention and it ended up being really costly, I'm fortunate enough that I live in a country where we have pretty good healthcare, but I have a large backstop of money there. So it even in the worst case scenarios, my car shits itself, health issues, whatever, economic collapse, maybe, it's a hedge against disaster, having a lot of money saved and invested. That money can go towards just buying myself more time. If I have to care for somebody, if I have to care for myself, if I have to buy a new car, I have the money there. If, something disastrous happens to the place I'm staying at, I can fix it. If, money's not everything, but it sure can solve a lot of problems. So having that security is great. And this is a shorter point, but I did want to just mention that one specifically and in some detail, because it's very important. But number 4, and I did touch on this earlier as well, my 4th reason is just optionality. If something went wrong, then yeah, I can stop working. But even if I just wanted to go and do something else, if I wanted to take a gap year, if I wanted to just take half a year to a year to just job hunt for something else, or literally anything, I have the optionality there for what I want to do with myself, but I also have the optionality there for if I did just want to splash out and do something else. Like if I wanted to go on a fancy holiday, if I wanted to buy a nice car, I can do those things. The options are there, and those are options that I'm not likely to consider, to be honest, but the options are there, and that feels nice. Like when you have a reasonable amount of money saved up, it's nice just to drive past like a car dealership and look at the cars in there and be like, I could buy most of those outright and be completely fine. That's a really nice feeling to have, especially as a young person, because it's like, I could do that, but I won't, because that money's going to sit there and make more of itself for me. And that's just tremendous. That's just really, really nice to feel. It's also just nice to know that like I could go out and buy a nice PC if I determined that it was something I really wanted to do, or I could go out and buy a nice, just a nice electronic thing, a new TV maybe, whatever it might be. If I suddenly developed a real passion for something, I could very comfortably fund it. And something that's been on my mind as well regarding making more money is, potential side hustles, side ventures. I was looking at car detailing. I'm like, fuck, I could absolutely just get into this, like even if it was like a $1,500 outlay, I could get into this if I wanted to. I could give it a crack, and it wouldn't matter too much if it didn't go anywhere, if it didn't make me much or any money at all. Like I could just have a go and it would be fine. I have that option there. It's just so nice to have optionality. But my fifth and final reason, and this is one of the biggest reasons, is just discipline and setting up security for my family. For me, being a hard worker and working through discomfort are two things that are really, really important to me, and it's important to the man that I want to be. I have a vision of like the ultimate man, the Ubermensch or whatever, that I try to embody every single day. And that man possesses qualities such as a loving, kind approach to life, but also strength, fortitude, and discipline, and just a million other things besides. But discipline and hard work are very prominent features of the man that I strive to become. And working as much as I possibly can fits that perfectly. I don't know if you've seen Kev Trains Hard, I think that's his name on Instagram. He's always talking about how he's spending time in the oil field, how he's, going to work at the oil field again. He'll start at like 4 in the morning, work like fucking 10, 15 hours, something insane. And then he'll go and hit the gym and he'll train. And then he'll go home and he'll work on his clothing brand and his family, or renovating one of his investment properties, or, all this sort of shit. That is what I'm aiming for. That is what I strive for. I just want to be as well-rounded a person as I possibly can. I want to be the best man that I possibly can be. I want to be the person that other people look to and look to as a leader and as a provider and a pillar of strength and someone that they can turn to and trust, and all that sort of stuff. I want that for me. And this is an important stepping stone in that path for me. And in terms of security for my family as well, I'm not just talking about my current family, my girlfriend, my mother, my father. That's my family, really. That's all I've got now. That's all that's left for me. I need to be able to look after them if the need arises, but I also need to be able to look after my future family, whatever that might look like. I don't really want kids at the moment. I can't imagine that I ever will, or maybe I will, I don't know. I just have to be really well financially set up for that. But whatever the case may be, I need the funds to be able to do that. And I need the base, the financial engine to create more funds to support that sort of thing. Because I'll allow some shortcomings for myself. I won't crucify myself for many things, but I will not allow myself to be a shitty father. I will not allow that. And this is part of ensuring that can't happen, is if I have a great amount of financial stability just set up, ready to go. Once that season of my life arrives, I'll be ready. And not just monetarily, but the work ethic that I will have cultivated by that time will mean that I have not just money to share with my children, but also a mindset and a philosophy and inspiration and just all of it. I want all of it. But yeah, those are my 5 main reasons why I want to be doing this. And maybe in my next video, I'll elaborate on just how I'm going to go about achieving this, but this video is going to be a little bit drawn out as it is, I suspect. So I hope you get some value out of this. I hope it motivates you to be the best person that you can be, and maybe start working a bit more as well. And it doesn't have to be working on something that produces money necessarily, but just work on something. I bust my ass at work, but I also bust my ass in the gym and everywhere else in my life where I can. So I hope that this video might go some way to motivate at least one person to maybe pursue the same end. But I hope you're doing well, and I hope life has been kind to you. And yeah, bye-bye.